Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Christy, and I'm here with my 2018 wrap-up books 5 to 10. Yeah. I was actually meaning to film this wrap-up sooner, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Anyway, so starting off, the first book I want to talk about is The 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin. This is the first book in the Inheritance trilogy, N.K. Jemison's debut novel. You'll probably know her now as the author of what's it called, Stone Sky or something like that. This is very good. This is actually about it's literally like a world that consists of 100,000 kingdoms, but they are all under this one particular family. Not because this family is very powerful, but because they have like the ultimate sort of weapons to control the whole world. These weapons are actually gods. These gods were the ones who lost in this gods war, and so like the Zeus guy, he chained up the losers and he brought them to Earth, and he gave them to this one family to be in control of. So that's sort of like a background to the story, but the actual story is about this young girl from this sort of nowhere kingdom, and she gets called up to the main city, the capital city called Sky, and up to the palace in Sky. Like imagine a giant column, and then in the middle of that column there's like a palace, and that palace is called Sky. And she's summoned there because they don't say emperor or king because there is no king, but I mean it's practically that. She's summoned there, and her grandfather tells her that she is now considered one of the heirs, and she has to fight it out between two other heirs. And she doesn't believe that he loves her because many years before, her mother lost favor with her father, the king, in this world. So there's that. It's really very complicated, but I really like that the story has a bit of background to it, and also there is a little bit of romance. I wouldn't classify this as YA because the romance isn't, you know how in like YA it's when stuff happens it goes dark and you're like, what? But this one, like, it doesn't go dark. So I guess this is like what you would call new adult, sort of. But anyway, I really did enjoy this, and this sort of it sort of made me have some hope for fantasy again, because I just haven't really. It's hard because a lot of the fantasy ones, especially with good covers, are all YA. So yeah. So then I read the second book in the Inheritance trilogy called The Broken Kingdoms. This book actually centers on a different main character, but it still continues like the overall story, and I would really like to go into it, but that would really spoil what happened in the first book. And then I read the third and last book, The Kingdom of Gods by N.K. Jemisin, and this one follows yet another main character, or another main protagonist. However, this protagonist was sort of featured in all three books, and it's from a god's perspective, rather than the humans in the first two books. So I really did like this entire trilogy as a whole, and I think that if you like fantasy, but you're not really into like romance, I think that this would be a really great series to pick up. Because it was February, so it's Black History Month, and people were doing Femuary, so I decided to like kill two birds with one stone and read this. So yeah. After that though, I was trying to get rid of the books beside my bed because I have a bedside table, and they're sort of filled with my TBR that I have for the year that I just want to finish already and get them off my shelves, off my TBR. And I figured since I had the two books already, I might as well just binge them. And that was Magnus Chase by Rick Riordan. And yeah, okay, he's not a woman and he's not black, but like, yeah, I just figured to have that there. The Inheritance trilogy first, and then this one I just wanted to get it out already. So this was pretty good. I liked it. It was fine. What I really did enjoy though was how Rick Riordan took the time to respectfully and gently sort of educate people about Samira, who happens to be the Muslim Valkyrie in Valhalla, and she's like Odin's like super special Valkyrie that goes on like missions for him and stuff. And so I thought that was really important, especially with how they say like children, you know, you yourself are not angry, you're sort of taught to be angry, or like you're taught to hate. So in this way, I really appreciated how he gently sort of explained Samira's side, or her culture, rather than just the Norse culture. And then the last book is Magnus Chase and The Gods of Asgard, Shape of the Dead. If you follow my Goodreads, you will notice that I actually rated this a lot lower. That's just because giants, man. Like, I am tired of giants. So many giants. And then, quite frankly, it was like, I mean, I think I get the point now that, like, in Norse culture, it's really just giants, and they run into a lot of giants, and then they have to deal with all these giants. And like, but the truth is, like, every time they would run into the giants, it was literally, it felt like the same old song and dance of like, guess right, and like, we must escape them, blah blah blah. Because I just got used to sort of like the Percy Jackson world, wherein there was really a lot of diverse challenges. Like, there were like things I didn't know that would just come up, and then they would like fight it and stuff, and that would be really really cool. But I'm like, this is just, it's just all giants. Oh my gosh, it really annoyed me. And then but besides that though, Alex Fierro, the sort of half sibling of Samira, because they're both children of Loki, is gender fluid, and I found that really interesting. Especially, it makes sense for a child of Loki, because Loki can actually be a woman and a man. So that's pretty cool. But also, it's nice because it kind of teaches you like the sins of the father are not the sins of the children. So yeah, that's it. That's all I read for the month of February. Mostly I just want to focus on how much I love the Inheritance trilogy, and just like, let's just forget about the Magnus Chase one. I wish I liked it more, but maybe, I don't know what happened. I just felt like after reading such a great fantasy series, like the Rick Riordan stuff that I thought I loved or knew that I loved just sort of just fell flat. So I wish I loved it more, but oh well. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Sorry if I'm low energy. I kind of have a cold, so yeah, in case you're wondering. Or you weren't wondering, but now you know. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.